Now children, I'm going to explain very important part of the second chapter, atomic structure, and it is nothing but the failure of Rutherford's atomic model. Why Rutherford's model was not successful? So we'll see about the failure. So Rutherford was pioneer. He was pathfinder. Many things were unfolded by Rutherford. But everything has certain limitations or some drawbacks. So same was case with Rutherford. There were some limitations or the drawbacks. And first was he was unable to explain about the stability of atoms. Now Rutherford has said that electrons, they revolve around the nucleus in different areas, in the different manner, and with the continuous emission of energy. There is the regular emission of energy. So what happens when any body revolving around some space continuously emits energy? So slowly and slowly it will become weaker, and time will come when it will collapse. It will fall down. For example, if we do not eat anything, we keep on doing work, what happens? We will fall ill. Our energy will be exhausted. So same is the case here. And as a result, this type of spiral path is followed. If I draw here, so there is the formation of a spiral path. So the revolving electron will radiate energy regularly. There will be regular emission of energy and will be progressively attracted by nucleus. And so this will happen. And time will come when the electrons will be engulfed, will be taken up by the nucleus, and so atom cannot be stable. But now this earth is for the millions of years, and it is made up of different components, different molecules, atoms, and if it is like this, then it would not have been possible. So this is the greatest objection. Now, second point was this is unable to explain about the exact location of electrons. Means the place to which the electrons are present. Where electrons are exactly present. Already he has said that this electrons and protons, they are present in the atom, and so atom is neutral. So he was unable to tell the concept of orbit. You know this. Actually, the concept of orbit was proposed by Niels Bohr. We'll see in next part. So this is the second objection, that this is unable to explain about the exact location of electrons. Now, third objection was that this is unable to explain about the reason behind different types of a spectrum. Why a spectrum is formed? We have different type of spectrums, emission spectrum, absorption spectrum, continuous spectrum, line spectrum. So what is the reason? He was unable to explain what is the reason. Now, in the next part, you will see about the Bohr's atomic model. Now, coming to Bohr's atomic model, and it is also known as Bohr's model of hydrogen atom. So point is, why it is called as Bohr's model of hydrogen atom. Children, actually, this atomic model was proposed by Niels Bohr. Niels Bohr, and so this was in very much important part of the modern atomic structure, and it was actually to overcome the limitations of the Rutherford. And so Niels Bohr proposed this atomic model in 1923. It was proposed in 1923 by Niels Bohr. And so it was actually given originally for very small atom like hydrogen atom, hydrogen ion, lithium ion, and so because you have read about the line spectrum of hydrogen. Line spectrum of hydrogen, one electron is present in the hydrogen atom, and one electron that gives a spectrum in five forms in the three regions: ultraviolet, visual, and infrared regions. Three regions, you know this thing: Lehman series, Balmer series, Brackett series, Fund series, and Paschen series. And so it was there, and so this is why we say that it was initially for the hydrogen atom, but later on, as you know, hydrogen is the simplest element, so it can be used, it can be applied to all the atoms. Now, the main points are as follows. The electrons revolves around the nucleus in circular path called as orbit. So he defined circular path called as orbit. There are circular paths. Electrons, they rotate in the circular path called as orbit. Now, second point, the energy associated with a particular orbit is definite. It is definite or fixed. Energy associated with a particular orbit is definite or fixed, and so they are called as stationary. They are called as stationary energy levels. Stationary does not mean the electrons are stationary. Here the term stationary means the energy is fixed, energy is definite, and so this is the point number second, that the energy associated with a particular electron present in a particular orbit is always fixed. Now the third point, an electron can change its orbit only by the exchange of energy exchange of energy. Only by the exchange of energy. So there are no different energy levels or solid states. So if E2, E1, so E2 is higher energy level, E1 lower energy level. Now see the conditions. If we have change in energy delta E, so delta E, so it will be E2 minus E1. So this delta E, here write delta E, change in energy, change in energy. There is a change in energy. So an electron can change its orbit only either by the absorption or by the emission of energy. See how. Now if we take here delta E is equal to E2 minus E1. So first we see the diagram. Nucleus. This is first energy level. This is second. This is third energy level. Now if an electron is present here, this is first case. Now in second case, thus I am drawing together so as to explain. And so if here we supply energy, energy is given. Here energy is given. Energy is given to this electron. So electrons will become unstable and it will go to higher energy level, either to this or to this. Let this be the first energy level, this is the second, this will be the third. Again here the first, second and third. So the moment, the transfer, the shifting of electrons from this first to second or third will depend on the amount of energy supplied or amount of energy absorbed by the electron. And so here this delta E, it will be equal to this. And the second case, this case, if an electron is here in the third and if it wants to come to first or second, then it will have to radiate energy, release of energy, irradiation of energy. Energy have to be released and then it will occupy here or here as it is the case may be. So these are the conditions, and here there is the energy is given, energy is here given or energy is absorbed, and here there is the release of energy. And so this is how the this was explained. Now coming to fourth point, different energy levels. Energy levels means stationary states or orbits are designated as K, L, M, N, etc. or 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Different energy levels. So this K is 1, L is 2, M is 3, N is 4, and K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, etc. So like this. Increasing energy, it was invented, it was proposed by him. Now coming to fifth point, the energy associated with a particular orbit is definite, I know, and only those electrons are permitted in a particular orbit having the angular momentum equal to h upon pi. So only those electrons are permitted in an orbital having similar angular momentum as integral multiple of h upon 2 pi. So if the electrons are rotating in circular path and there is the tangential velocity, and so this mvr is equal to n h upon 2 pi. This is m is the mass of electron, mass of electron, v is the velocity of electron, r is the radius of orbit, h is Planck's constant, and so only those orbits are permitted, only those orbits electrons are permitted in a orbital. So the meaning is same, the electrons are present in an orbit, and so they are allowed only when this is nothing but this is what? This is angular momentum. So angular momentum and this energy level, it is same. So n here is an integer and n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So this is the fifth point about the stability of atom. Coming to most important part on which this entire model is based, the energy associated with an electron is given by, so E n, energy of electron, n means any particular number, any particular orbit, En is equal to minus RH 1 upon n square. So this is the n is the number, and so it is there integer. So here n is an integer 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So this is about the Bohr's model of hydrogen atom. Now coming to the achievements. What were the achievements? What were the outcomes of the Bohr's atomic model? So first point was explanation of different spectra. So why the continuous, why the discontinuous, why the line spectrum, why the emission spectrum, all are there because of delta E is equal to E2 minus E1. So so explanation of atomic spectrum. Now it was able to explained about stability of atoms. How it is stable? Delta E is equal to E2 minus E1. So either by the absorption of energy or by the release of energy. So it is the stability factor, and so it was given by Bohr. Now the third achievement was that able to explain energy associated with an electron in any orbit. If we use this, so let it be the n is equal to 1 or n is equal to 6. We can find out. So this was actually the pioneer in the modern atomic structure. And so this is very important point to know about the Bohr's model of atomic point, the different points are there. So this is about this.